This is Jerry Mason, the Kickin lawyer. So today I thought it was interesting. Right now, during this time, the Winter Olympics are going on, 2018 Winter Olympics. And one of the big sort of subplots in the Olympics is that North Korea is participating. And, you know, part of the deal with me is the kicking lawyer part is I have a very big background in martial arts, especially with Taekwondo, which is a Korean-based system. I have lots of experience in that realm, and I've even been to North Korea. So there are not many Americans you'll meet who can say that. I've been to North Korea. I met Kim Jong-il, who is the father of the current Kim Jong-un. I've even bowed to the body of Kim Il-sung, the granddaddy of the current leader. I had to bow. They had the guns on me and stuff. So anyway, I thought I'd do a video real quick just to tell you a little bit about my experience in North Korea, since, you know, when I talk to people and they find out I've been there, they find that that's odd. So anyway, in '99, I was way slimmer and better looking, and all I lived for was martial arts, period. Like, I was on the ATA's U.S. World Demonstration Team, U.S. Taekwondo team type deal, and we were selected not just for martial arts skill, but for our ability to run our mouth, sort of. We were supposed to be ambassadors for Taekwondo, and so we were selected and had the support of the government and stuff. And I went several times to South Korea, China, and to North Korea, just the one time. And I think it was 90. I think it was 99. I need to check. It might have been 97. I hate that I don't even have my dates right when I make the video, but because I went several times, and I think it was the 99 trip that I got to go to North Korea, which again was a huge deal. And so, first of all, at that time, there was only a plane ride in or out of the country of North Korea from China. You had to come from Beijing, China, to North Korea. You could only do it on Tuesday or Thursday. It was a very awkward thing. And I was 18 or 19 at the time, 18, 19, 20, super young, barely, I don't even think at that time, other than maybe the one trip before that, I'd been out of the country, much less to a dictator-run, scary place like North Korea. So anyway, we went, and all I cared about is I was going to do Taekwondo. I was going to do Taekwondo. So we did this plane ride over. There was no safety demonstration or anything like that. We just took off, landed. There was the airport. There was no one else there, no other airplanes, anything like that. And we immediately were assigned a communist escort, and we had these escorts with us pretty much everywhere we went. And there was this one hotel they brought us to, and it seemed to be where they had any foreign dignitaries or anybody stayed at this one hotel. And we couldn't go anywhere without our escort. So we all went as a group and weren't allowed to really be amongst the people at all. And then I found it interesting that at that time, when we were out amongst any people, they kept a big distance from us, like 15, 20 feet away. They wouldn't get close to us, like they were afraid of us. And we found out later through one of our escorts that, they were basically taught they had to be away from us because we were such a danger. And then there were other things that I thought were interesting, like they took us on all these different tours. Like, we were there just to do Taekwondo, but because we were like these foreign dignitaries, they wanted to show us all that this country had to offer. They showed us this Juje tower. You can Google it. It's it's a pretty tower. It's very pretty, but it's really not that tall. And they told us it was the tallest building in the world. And stuff that we just knew wasn't accurate. And they're telling us like this is it. Matter of fact, first thing they tell us when we get there is our escort said, "We hate all Americans." He said, "You are here because you do Taekwondo. That's it." And then at one point, one of them even told us how in a few years they were going to take over the world, and just all this random propaganda stuff that they tell. Obviously, they tell their people, but you could tell they believed it, and they were telling us too. They always refer to the president as Kim, whichever one it is great leader. They say our great leader, Kim Jong-il or Kim Jong-un, or whichever one it is that they're talking about. They have to preface it with great leader. The tours, we would go to the People's Museum of X, of Industry or whatever, and it was literally dust covered, and there would be nobody in there except one group of people. And then what was interesting is the next museum we'd go into, it'd be the same group of people. They'd shuttled ahead of us to again look like the people had gotten to go into these museums. They sent us to a mall type place, like a shopping area, and everything was super old. Like I remember there was like a pair of Nikes, I don't know, from the 60s, 70s. Whenever Nike came up, they were maybe one size. And we were looking around like, we were going to buy this stuff. Anyway, I don't mean to joke about it because it was clear these people were very poor. Like the people looked just beaten down. None of the people that we met seemed happy. Big deal like that. A couple other weird things they did was on the plane ride over, they told us that anything that had a South Korean flag or an American flag, they were going to confiscate. Well, our uniforms at the time had our patch had the South Korean and American flag on it. So we had to like rip them off on the plane, and I used like thread from my seat cushion to sew on the letters USA. They give us these letters USA, so we still had something designating where we're from. We also toured their Imperial Palace. It was really weird because behind the granddaddy, Kim Jong, which one was the granddaddy? Kim Jong Il, I think. I get them confused. The granddaddy's body was in this this holding thing, right? Is on display, and we had to like bow to it on their TV station for their propaganda while they had us at gunpoint, which was great. Anyway, behind it was this big mural, and it was like a world mural, like in fancy stones and stuff. And it was very pretty. But where North America is supposed to be was ocean. Like they didn't even have us on the map because it's like, you know, we're evil. So they didn't even put us on the map. I thought that was interesting. So we went there, of course, for Taekwondo to train, and we got to meet General Che Hong-hee, which was a great honor. He's passed on now, but he's actually the founder, the guy who came up with the name Taekwondo. So to me, being a young guy, especially so motivated by Taekwondo, it was a great honor to meet him. I'm also going to put some pictures on here. I've got some of me and him and the Eternal Grandmaster H. Yuli in my system. Anyway, they wouldn't let us practice for the demonstrations. So the first demonstration we did, they carted us around all these places. Don't let us do any practicing or anything, any prep for it. And then we do a demonstration. It's all military. And they don't have like gyms like we do, like basketball gyms. It's a Taekwondo gym. So when you go there, that's the big sport. And so it was literally the stage. Like you see, there's a movie called Best of the Best that's based on a team like ours. And it's like in that movie. There was like lights and everything, and we're all lined up, and then the stage rises. And I got a cool VHS, if you know what that is. You Google VHS tape of some of the stuff we did over there because they wouldn't let us film things. It's very limited pictures we got to do, things like that. Anyway, so we did our demonstration, and like if we did 3 board breaks, you know, with whatever, we just made it up. We did whatever, best we could. Well, so a few days later, again, we go on all these tours, and then their team is going to do a demonstration with us before this competition thing we do. And so when we get up there to do our demonstration the second time, we basically did the same thing because we didn't have time to practice. They wouldn't let us set up anywhere. We weren't unescorted. You know, it's clear they just didn't want us to be ready. So we did the best we could. Well, then their team takes it, and this was in front of their military and citizens. So this had like normal North Korean citizens there watching the Americans do this demonstration. So the North Korean team gets up there, and they did everything we did, but it was better. So like if we jumped 3 people, they jumped 8 people. You know, if we broke 3 boards, they broke 6 boards. We had our women do some stuff, which was odd. We figured over there showing how women could be strong and powerful and do demonstrations where they were whipping on the guys. And they did it, which I thought was pretty cool. They had their women whipping on some dudes, and their people, of course, loved it. But it was clear that they had watched that first one with their military to see what we were going to do. And then they crafted a demonstration, made sure we couldn't practice or do anything different. And they crafted a demonstration better than ours. So in front of their people that they looked like they were a much better team. Anyway, we ended up basically beating them. And so I'm surprised that we got out of the country alive. But that was a great experience as a young person. It was very educational and sort of formed the way I view things differently when I realized that, you know, we're not just in our small little world here, that we need to do what we can to help everyone, even on a broader spectrum. And so there's a lot of stuff I could tell you. There was an incident with a Coke. One of the kids on the team asked for a Coke because they were trying to pretend like they had money and stuff and act like everything was normal. The kid asked for a Coke. One of our guys asked for a Coke at the table, and it was a huge deal, you could tell. I asked about a space program one time and got pulled aside and patted down. They thought I was a spy because I asked if they had a space program because I'm a stupid kid. No internet at the time, so I didn't know, you know, no big internet that we used regularly, so I didn't know the answer to any of that. And I like astronomy, so I asked. So, stupid question. But anyway, I'm going to share this, and hopefully some of the people, it was a group that went with me, and they're still around, a lot of them. I hope some of them see this so they can share some of their own stories or insights in the comments or some pictures. It'd be great if we unified those pictures because that was a once-in-a-lifetime thing to get to go to North Korea. But if you like martial arts lessons, High Octane Martial Arts is my school. Be glad to help you out or refer you to someone in your area that can teach you. We offer Krav Maga, Taekwondo, Jiu-Jitsu through our MMA program, and whatever your heart's desire is on martial arts for all ages. And then, of course, if you need legal services, you can contact me at this number below and be glad to help you. Please like, subscribe, comment, share the videos. I don't know that y'all cared about any of this, but I thought it was timely with North Korea and everything. And let me know what you think. And if any of you have been to North Korea, let me know. And I got a whole bunch more stories, but I'm trying to keep this thing short. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you next time.